Have you ever wondered why some men remain calm, unshakable, even in chaos, while others are trapped in constant struggle? It is not about intelligence, it is about wisdom. Stoicism teaches that certain phrases, almost invisible in daily conversation, silently reveal a weak mind and a fragile spirit. These words are verbal traps that quietly steal your power. Today, we reveal 5 of these phrases and how the wise man replaces them with enduring truth. If you are ready to leave the path of the fool and walk the path of the sage, listen closely. The foolish man utters this phrase when faced with consequences, deflecting blame, pointing fingers at circumstances or at others. His words are a shield, thin and transparent, against the uncomfortable truth of his own agency. He sees himself as a victim, tossed about by the whims of fate, forever at the mercy of external forces. Yet, the wise man understands a profound truth. Epictetus taught us, some things are in our control and others are not. In our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, and aversion. In a word, our own actions. Not in our control are body, property, and reputation. In a word, whatever is not our own action. This is not about accepting every event as your doing. It is about recognizing the critical distinction. The event may not be your fault, but your reaction to it always is. The foolish man abdicates this control, surrendering his inner peace to the whims of the world. He chooses anger over adaptation, complaint over calibration. He traps himself in a cycle of grievance, blind to the power he holds to alter his perspective. Consider the captain of a ship caught in a sudden storm. The storm itself is not his fault, but the condition of his vessel, the training of his crew, his charting of the waters. These are within his sphere of influence. A wise captain, even amidst the tempest, focuses on what he can do. Tighten the sails, steer with conviction, inspire the crew. He does not waste precious energy lamenting the weather. He acts. The foolish captain, however, cries out against the heavens, paralyzed by blame, watching his ship falter, not because of the storm, but because of his inaction. His fault is not the storm. It is his failure to assume command of his response to it. This distinction is the cornerstone of true resilience. The foolish man believes his emotions are external forces, thrust upon him by others. He grants strangers, circumstances, and trivial inconveniences the power to disturb his inner peace. He is a puppet, his strings pulled by every word and action outside himself. He abdicates responsibility for his own emotional landscape, becoming a slave to external provocations. But the wise man knows, as Seneca eloquently stated, anger, if not restrained, is like a ruin that crushes that which it falls upon. He understands that no one makes him angry. Rather, his anger is a choice, a judgment about the perceived offense. He recognizes that reacting impulsively grants immense power to those very things he cannot control. He chooses instead to pause, to question his initial impression, and to detach from the immediate surge of emotion. This is not suppression, but intelligent management. Born from the understanding that his inner fortress is impregnable, unless he himself opens its gates. He maintains his tranquility not by avoiding conflict, but by refusing to let conflict corrupt his judgment. The foolish man postpones his contentment, chaining his joy to future events, achievements, or possessions. He lives in a perpetual state of longing, forever chasing a phantom of happiness that perpetually recedes. He fails to find joy in the present, always looking beyond what is, rather than appreciating the here and now. He constructs an elaborate mental prison, where the key to his happiness is always just out of reach, tied to some future condition. But the wise man internalizes the words of Marcus Aurelius, Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. Death hangs over you. While you live, while it is in your power, be good. He understands that happiness is not a destination, but a journey, found in the virtuous application of reason to the present moment. He cultivates gratitude for what he has, rather than yearning for what he lacks. He finds joy in the simple, the immediate, the controllable, his character, his actions, his judgments. The wise man knows that postponing happiness is to perpetually deny it, for the future is never guaranteed. And the only moment truly within his grasp is this one. Now, his peace comes from within, untethered from the fickle winds of tomorrow's fortunes. The foolish man clings to old habits and rigid beliefs, mistaking stubbornness for strength. He views personal growth as a burden, not a journey, and closes himself off from self-improvement. He is a stagnant pool, refusing the flow of wisdom that could transform him. He defends his flaws as immutable aspects of his identity, becoming a prisoner of his past, rather than an architect of his future. He rejects the very essence of human potential, the capacity for reason-driven evolution. The wise man, however, knows that true strength lies in adaptability and the relentless pursuit of self-mastery. He remembers the words of Marcus Aurelius, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He understands that change is the only constant, and to resist it is to resist life itself. He actively seeks out challenges, knowing they are opportunities for growth. He approaches his own imperfections not with despair, but with curiosity and the conviction that his reason can always guide him towards a better version of himself. The wise man continuously chisels away at the superfluous, refines his character, and transforms obstacles into stepping stones, understanding that wisdom is not a state, but an ongoing process of becoming. The foolish man wears arrogance as a crown. Believing his knowledge is complete, he silences dissent, dismisses new perspectives, and ceases to learn. His certainty is a cage, trapping him within his own limited understanding, preventing true wisdom from entering. He confuses accumulated facts with genuine understanding, closing himself off to the infinite nuances of reality. His ego stands guard, preventing any new insight from challenging his established, yet often flawed, worldview. The wise man, conversely, embodies the Socratic paradox. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. He approaches life with intellectual humility, recognizing the vastness of what remains unknown. He sees every interaction as an opportunity to learn, every challenge as a chance to refine his understanding. He listens more than he speaks, questions more than he asserts. His mind is an open vessel, ever ready to receive new insights, understanding that true wisdom is a lifelong pursuit, not a finite achievement. He finds strength not in certainty, but in continuous curiosity and the courageous admission of his own limitations. The path of wisdom is not about perfection, but persistence. It is about understanding that true power lies not in controlling the external world, but in mastering the inner one. These 5 phrases are not just words, they are symptoms of a mind unmoored, adrift in the currents of external influence. The wise man, armed with Stoic principles, chooses a different lexicon, a different mindset. He embraces responsibility, cultivates emotional discipline, finds contentment in the present, commits to continuous growth, and maintains an unyielding intellectual humility. Choose your words wisely, for in choosing them, you choose your destiny. Embrace the virtue of self-mastery, and become the architect of your own unshakable peace. Your journey to wisdom begins with the thoughts you entertain. and the words you allow to escape your lips.